just us, nobody else. Got something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow. This feeling's true.
And now for your top play.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, they're going to be a factor when it comes to the postseason. Right now, they stand 5 games back from the conference leaders. And for Paul George, it was a tough journey coming back from that gruesome injury he suffered. Safe to say he's put that completely in the past, and he's been phenomenal the last few seasons.
You know what, Ernie, I don't know why we're still talking about that. Not every player can come back from something like that. You know, it almost feels like he got better after the injury.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
he
paying
pays attention to all the nuances on the court.
He's paying attention.
Yeah.
You know, he's paying attention to him because I think the overall thing that's impressive is his speed and his jumping ability that has come back.
Time for tip-off as we send it over to
Kenny.
Kevin Harlan for the call.
You're quick, Kenny.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's interconference time for these Thunder as they come in as the visiting team. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Celtics make a quick stop here in front of their Boston fans just one game before heading back out. And you look at their record, 5 games back from the #1 seed.
And they've cemented their status over the course of this season as one of the truly elite teams in the NBA. They've done everything we've expected of them.
Well, their expectations have been high, and their level of play has matched those. They've been tearing it up.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge down on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. Some impressive athletes tonight, Brent, really on both sides. How much of the outcome will come down to which team executes the best?
Yeah, most of the games decided in this league do come down to that very fact, Kevin.
Execution.
Yeah, which of these teams is going to put themselves first in position and then to do their best with the position they put themselves into. That means execution.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Paul George is out there with Anthony. Then there's Brewer. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Adams in at the 5.
Carmelo really has great footwork down low, showing off the feel right there when he gets near the paint.
Poked loose, stolen by Westbrook. Jumps up and finished off by Westbrook.
I know it's just 2, but man, that's a nice 2. Westbrook with the insane creativity.
Irving kicks to Baines. Adams brings the double team. Irving for 3, hits the three-point bomb. Irving's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Well, not many guards are able to get to that spot as quick as Westbrook does. It's a comfort zone for him.
Here's Rozier. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Irving. And the shot is long.
You can't afford to let guys get comfortable there. The defense somehow avoided that shot from going in.
Anthony with the bucket.
Now, they can't miss. 4 for 4 and warming up the burners.
Oklahoma City on D. It's a 5-point game. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
Here's Rozier. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
Yeah, a couple turnovers here early on in the quarter, but he's got to just tighten it up a little bit.
You know, one sign was that Russell Westbrook had this part of his game back in college. He continues to be impressive in the mid-range.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's foul number 2 for him. Horford with it. Really disappointing game for him in that loss to New Orleans.
The point guard that has floor awareness has the advantage. This time it's Kyrie Irving's.
Here's George. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Irving double team. Here's Horford, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And Al Horford, just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Al Horford. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism, but Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
Second free throw, no good. For Oklahoma City, they've gone a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Steven Adams brings a lot to the team, Brent. Got a chance to be more involved, in fact, with the offense after Durant left.
Well, he's not a wispy 7-footer, Kevin. Thick and rugged out there on the floor and willing to set a lot of screens to free up Russell Westbrook. One of the things I'd like to see them do is maybe explore him in the post a little more often as an offensive threat. I think he's capable down there.
And he makes the first.
Well, Steven Adams can have an impact on the game, certainly defensively, certainly with the screen setting. But how about the character of the center of this basketball team? One of the most quotable players in the league, and he'll never hold back from speaking his mind in an interview. Gotta love his disposition.
And so Adams nails both of them. And with Adams being so likable and quotable, a lot of it has to do with his incredible wit.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Steven Adams talk show once his career is finished. Or maybe not. Maybe before his career is finished. But when you're the younger sibling, you usually come up with a very refined sense of humor.
Right. Like you, Brent.
You combine his massive size and then his desire to pound the glass, it makes him a tough cover on the board.
He gives them a double-digit lead. 8 points for Russell Westbrook.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Irving kicks to Horford. It's hauled in by Adams.
You have to really like his energy getting to the rim there. Shocked that he blew the dunk, but you know most times he's going to posterize his man.
He gets that one.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And simply put, they couldn't score. They never got completely in sync in that one.
This is when you look at the opposition and give them some credit with their defensive effort, just a higher level of energy and focus. They were disruptive.
A post-All-Star break look now at how the breakdown between three-pointers and other shots have been for the Celtics.
And they have been feasting from long range, shooting with volume and accuracy. It's been a good recipe for them offensively, and boy, it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses to try and cover all that space.
Celtics trail by 12. Now Irving. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. And let's see which big men have had the softest touch lately with this look at the leading field goal percentages among centers and power forwards in the last 10 games. The fourth spot held by Steven Adams.
And most of the guys on that list have that unique combination of power and finesse. I mean, a very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
Well, you can pretty much count it when they get the ball down low like that. You got to give them credit for working hard to get themselves open. Their percentages certainly wouldn't be as high as they are if they couldn't knock down those open 15-footers.
Now, here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 37-point game against Toronto.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
First one falls for him. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Celtics trail by 15. Irving kicks to Horford. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Can they get it? Shot's good by Baines.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Left side, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Now, here is Irving. And here is Tatum. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Russell Westbrook. An amazing run for him the second half of the season. 3rd in assists, 8th in scoring, and he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And as you mentioned, top 3 in assists right now. He does a great job of running the offense, spotting the open guy, and making the sound delivery.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Good work there as it goes. Horford's got 5.
Well, if Horford was a doctor, that's where he'd operate. When he gets it like that, he's always money from there.
Here's George, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. 9 points for Paul George.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Irving passes to Baines. Out left to the wing. Here's Rozier. And it's off from 3-point range. And George, here we go. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
This guy is just shredding the defense right now. He's hitting any shots he's putting up.
In the corner, Horford with it. Launches a 3. Offensive rebound.
Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. Coming down the home stretch, Brent, some teams in clear rebuild mode at this point. What are they looking to get out of the rest of the season?
Well, this is all about experience, Kevin, giving guys opportunities so that they go into the offseason with specific goals in mind as individual players to get better at their game. And when they do that, they come back collectively better for the organization. So experience only here as we close out the season for a few of these teams.
That free throw good from George. Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
And George drops them both. Celtics trail by 21. Here's Irving. He feeds it to Horford. Fires for 3. Again, the miss by Horford. Horford's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. George, no good. The Celtics shooting 31% here early on. Not getting the shots they'd like. In the corner, Tatum with it. Boston again missing. Oklahoma City leading by 21 and finished off by Westbrook.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
We get a break in the action. Now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Raptors. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, the Celtics. They're just sitting one spot down right on their heels.
And you know, for the Celtics, a lot to live up to this season. And really, they have come through. It can be hard on a team when the expectations are that high, trust me, but it has not bothered them one bit.
Well, as high as those expectations were, they've only gotten higher as the season has gone along. They look poised to make a serious run at the trophy come playoff time.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
The defense was in the area, but not really effective. He has to put away this layup.
Here's Rozier, cans the shot with nobody near him.
How about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Here's Adams, up and in on the layup.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Irving dishes to Baines. Back to Irving. They set the screen. Tatum with it. Now Anthony defending. Pocket 6. Here's Baines. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Well, no defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
Here's Westbrook. And the basket is good. Westbrook's got 12 in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rozier kicks to Irving. Drills it from outside. Irving's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Celtics. And he drops it in from the low post. Brewers got his second bucket.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside. You just can't allow good looks like that from beyond the arc. That's just inviting all kinds of trouble.
Now here's Tatum, guarded closely. Pass to Irving. Over Westbrook. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Oklahoma City leading by 19. Brewer. Here's Adams. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Down low. Here's Baines. Great D that time from Westbrook. Baines has gone 2 for 5 tonight. Adams' shot is off. Boston shooting 39% in the early minutes of this game. Passes to Horford for the 3. The shot, no good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Their last encounter was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Yeah, it was not disastrous. They did have some very good stretches in that game, but they just could not sustain it for as long as they needed.
And the Celtics with possession here, following the score by Oklahoma City.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Anthony. Here's Adams. Right through the D for the layup. Adams has got 10 points.
You know, a big guy with a motor is such a luxury in this league. Adams right there showing up big on the offensive glass, and then he converts.
Shoots from 14. And yep, couple bounces, and it falls. 7 points for Al Horford.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
Now, you bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
And here's Boston. Here's Rozier. And a miss there on the triple.
Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Brewer's shot is off.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Horford. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, so many people were surprised at the Kyrie Irving trade, but throughout the decades, Boston's been unafraid to pull the trigger. I mean, they moved up to number 2 to draft the great Bill Russell, moving back to number 3 to draft McHale, add Parrish, assembling the big 3 for a championship, then dismantling that big 3 for all those unprotected picks. This is an organization that stops at nothing to try and win titles.
Free throw drops for Al Horford.
You know, thinking about Kyrie's legacy here in Boston, this is a town that cares only about championships. That's how his contribution is going to be measured. And only time will tell if he can walk in the shoes of the greatest players to ever put on a Celtics uniform.
He's perfect from the line this time. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter. The pass to Eustace. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. Eustace has got his first 2 points of the night.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Larkin. Picked by Horford. Larkin, the pass to Horford. They get a hand on it. And they're on the break. Finished off the break.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
The Celtics shooting looking a little out of sorts early, 37%. Larkin kicks to Morris. There's the double team with Grant. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Boston making a switch here. Ojelay's checked in. Here's Rozier. 5 points in the game. Here's Monroe. The rebound by Grant. Oklahoma City dictating the flow. To the inside, Patterson. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
I admire the approach here, especially in such a hostile environment. Offense and defense, they really played a whale of a game.
Shot from the inbound, and Felton with the basket on the assist by Patterson.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Oklahoma City. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And, guys, we've seen the Thunder really take control here.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
Yeah, if your opponent fails to block out, you get yourself in great position. That was the story of the first quarter for them offensively.
Shane Larkin is out there with Rozier. Then it's Greg Monroe. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Ojeleye in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Morris outside. Patterson bringing the double, and stolen by Patterson. And the Thunder pushing it up now, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
To the middle. Out to the right wing. Boston again missing.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Patterson bringing the double. The dish now to Monroe. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Boston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Larkin kicks to Monroe. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Monroe's got his first points of the game.
You can't give Monroe that mid-range jumper. He's pretty consistent from there.
And the basket is good. And Brent, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Stolen by Grant. 3-on-3. Here's Abrinas, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got 4 assists now tonight.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Morris with a screen on Grant. Monroe dishes to Morris. Doesn't go for him. And the Thunder going the other way now. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And the basket by Rozier.
You just can't allow good looks like that from beyond the arc. That's just inviting all kinds of trouble.
And the shot will not go from Eustace. Boston's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Pass to Ojale. Back to Morris. To the inside, Monroe, and it's Monroe finishing it off.
How about Monroe getting up there on the rim with the strong finish?
Here's Patterson. Good work defensively by Morris.
I know it's physically impossible, but he's got to be kicking himself. He knows he's got to make those.
Rozier kicks to Larkin. 3-pointer. And it's Rozier missing.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
That one drops for him. Patterson's got 8 here in the quarter.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
Rozier kicks to Morris. There's a screen. The feed to Monroe. Back to Morris. The 3-pointer, no good. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Yeah, I'm a little bit exhausted here trying to keep up with these guys, and I'm just watching. And they always attempt to wear you out.
Monroe's shot is good.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Grant, that's good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Larkin kicks to Monroe. Morris outside, uncovered. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Yeah, that's unselfish play there from Greg Monroe, keeping his head up to spot the open man.
And the dunk by Grant.
And just keeping his teammates involved. This is the kind of leadership you like to see.
Well, you could trademark this brand of basketball, running through the progressions and working around for decent looks.
Morris a screen. Larkin the pass to Morris. The tray. And it's Rozier missing.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Nice shot by Felton.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Morris against Grant. Here's Larkin. looking for his first basket still in this one. Patterson down low, Monroe on him, and he makes that one.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And the Celtics shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Ogilvy passes to Larkin. And the wide open shot from Morris. Nailed from three-point land. Morris has got his second bucket tonight. And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
Thunder with the rebound.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Larkin kicks to Rozier. Here's Larkin. Pass to Ogilvy. Jacks up a three. Here's Monroe. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Eustace, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Patterson.
What a display we've seen from them so far. Every half open look they've gotten, they've knocked down and show no signs of letting up. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. As long as they can keep their rhythm on offense, they'll just steamroll this team the rest of the way.
Free throw good, Eustace. Brent, each coach has his strengths and they've got weaknesses, but if you needed someone to draw up a play to get you 1 bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you'd turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So
yes.
I could get James Harden to the line, and then 1 LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Absolutely. And then what coach would you have draw up that play?
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I will say Greg Popovich in late game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
Irving with a clean look. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. Here's Westbrook, and it's sent back by Horford.
Al Horford positioning himself perfectly and swats that shot away.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
Larkin in the corner. Picked by Horford. And on the way from Irving for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Anthony's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter. And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
Well, he is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Gotta love the fact that going vertical is a major part of what makes him so difficult as a point guard to defend, especially around the rim. That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
Oklahoma City dictating the flow. Here's Ferguson. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Larkin kicks to Tatum. Picked by Horford. It's tipped. Westbrook with the steal. Here's Anthony. Horford with the rebound. Boston shooting around 43% from the floor in the second quarter. In the corner, Tatum with it. And again, Boston with the triple.
And how about the way he squares up on that triple? Tatum is a skilled sniper who plays with confidence.
The 10-footer. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got his 4th rebound in this one. Irving dishes to Horford. Outside Irving, 18 feet out, but he stays with it. And it's Horford again missing. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Well, Adams, surprisingly there, maybe a little bit more assertive on the offensive end. Good to see him throw that one down.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And Brent, I read that Kyrie Irving meditates off the court. It's something he reads about and studies up on quite a bit, focused on learning and growing as a person.
Well, if meditating and taking some time out mentally to picture the type of success that you can have out on the floor, then there are some other players in this league, Kevin. They might want to take up what Kyrie Irving is throwing down.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
This OKC team is one of the best in the league when it comes to getting themselves to the free throw line, and a lot of that comes with the sheer force of Russell Westbrook, who draws a ton of fouls. But there's a few other crafty players who can get to work on the inside and find their way to the free throw line.
Brewer is checked in for Josh Eustace. Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving. The Thunder, a strong team at getting points off free throws, Brent. It helps having Cantor, who's also good at drawing fouls.
Well, we see how much a team can have success just stealing easy points from the free throw line. So most teams that are near the top in terms of finding free throw attempts per game find their way into postseason play. The Thunder have set that trend. Westbrook's aggressiveness, Cantor on the inside, and Adams playing aggressive around the rim.
Such a wide open look.
And Tatum is all about doing what's best for the team. Superb as a ball mover in terms of finding his teammates.
Boston shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Westbrook with the steal. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Typically, you don't have a lot of sets that get through Steven Adams, but on the offensive end tonight, he's been aggressive.
Westbrook against Irving. 17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Stolen by Westbrook. And here we go. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
For Oklahoma City, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one at the line is good. Brewer hits them both. 9 seconds left in the first half. Got a piece of it. It's taken away by Brewer with 2 seconds left, and that's 2 points on the layup. Brewer's got 8 points. And so it's Oklahoma City with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers. And I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 16 points, 4 assists, and 5 steals. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, one thing is extremely clear. Westbrook loves being the number one option. He's become a triple-double machine. And when he wants to, he can lock down guys any position.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, Ernie, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome back, everyone. There's State Station. That's where you get off the T if you're going to go visit the old State House here in Boston. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And so far, he's giving them great production from deep. They've been able to kind of spread the floor because of it.
Well, his shooting has fueled the offense, and we'll see if they can get him the ball to see if he can keep it going in the second half.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for Oklahoma City right now, we've got Anthony, Russell Westbrook out there with Brewer, and then there's Steven Adams, and it's George in at the 3 spot. Here's Rozier. Just 5 on the clock. At the elbow, Irving. Boston needs to get off a shot. Horford has a wide open look. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's...
No, that just happened. Well, people talk so much about shoot first guy with Westbrook. How about that time finding the open man?
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Here's the screen. Paul George with the steal. Here's the break. The finish. Finished off the break. George has got 19 points.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
Horford sets a screen for Irving. A nice shot by Tatum.
And Tatum already showing some efficiency from beyond. Fantastic at getting the position he wants for the shot.
Westbrook, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Kicks to Tatum. Irving for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Anthony's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And George gets it to go.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Rozier the pass to Irving. Here's Rozier. Boston again missing.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point.
Oh! You saw that.
And you got to like what they're doing offensively, executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. They look very confident in what they're doing.
Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
And I really like how fast Tatum gets off the ground. At 6'8", dunking comes easily, but he's got that forceful mind to pursue the ball. Up by a bunch, he's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
It's hauled in by Adams.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Irving double team. Horford kicks to Rozier. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Rozier's got 11.
Sensational pass by Horford on that play. Terrific job whipping the ball over to the open man.
And Adams with the slam.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
Horford with the screen on Anthony. Shot clock at 5. Here's Tatum. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Here's Adams. And another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
Well, that's something Adams is working on right there. Finishing plays strong with a hand in his face.
Rozier kicks to Baines. Lets the three fly. The Thunder pull it in. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
A more fearless play from Russell Westbrook. The ability to finish through contact. That's why it's so tough to stop him on the dribble drive.
Brewer with the steal. And now the fast break. George with...
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
A shot's good from Irving.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Anthony left side. And Anthony gets double teamed. Here's George. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. George has got 14 points now in the second half.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I think they have been winning the battle of shot selection here in the second half, and that's led to an excellent shooting percentage from the field.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
A terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul. Monroe's checked in for Boston. Morris comes in for Al Horford. And then for Oklahoma City, Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Alex Abrinas comes in for Corey Brewer. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Left side Irving over Felton. Irving, good. Irving's got 22 points.
Now, this is the kind of night where Kyrie is scoring efficiently, focusing on taking good quality shots in this one.
That one drops for him. The Celtics have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. And a bit of a bittersweet question for you, Brent. We know you spent so many years with the Sonics who eventually were uprooted and became this Thunder team. How badly would you like to see Seattle get a basketball team again?
I think it's the NBA's mission to get back to Seattle, and under Adam Silver, he's asked questions about the return to the Emerald City, and I think it's going to happen, Kevin. If it does, I'd love to be a part of what the organization does up there. I do miss the PNW. That's the Pacific Northwest.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Shane Larkins checked in for the Celtics. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. So it's the Celtics now. Passes it to Ojale. Hits it from three-point range. Ojale's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
And the shot goes down. Morris has got 7 points in the game.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
He gets it in there. 33 points for Paul George.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Patterson bringing the double. Feeds it to Larkin. And stolen by Felton. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Yes, that goes in. 18 points for him.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
And a good decision on the move. Too often we see teams have this kind of opportunity and fail to convert.
Irving double team. Morris passes to Ojale. That 3 off the mark.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast. He's just so efficient, getting his points within the flow of the offense. Great recipe for success.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Poked away. Paul George with the steal. And George with the stuff.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. And a look here at the shot chart for Boston.
And guys, really the story for him has been his struggles from mid-range. I mean, some of them have been rushed. Others were just tightly contested. But he has to be a lot smarter on when to pull up or when to look for a teammate going forward in terms of winning this game.
Here's George. 37 points for him. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 39.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Here's Larkin. Patterson bringing the double. In the corner, it's Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
That's like milk on a hot day, just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
Boston shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. He dishes it to Larkin. Nice ball movement by Boston. Irving kicks to Monroe. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
I think Monroe used to that kind of play down low as a big. He knows the contact is coming.
Brent, you were known for your leaping ability. You won a dunk contest. We all remember it very vividly. During the pre-draft process, did they measure your max vertical?
They did, Kevin. At the Chicago pre-draft camp, you run through a series of tests there. Your conditioning, how your CO2 gets kicked out. They put this mask on you and check your stamina. There's a bunch of doctors in there poking and prodding. I won't go into detail about that.
Thank you.
But they did measure the max vertical during that Chicago pre-draft, and it was about 39-inch vertical leap, so not too bad.
Not too bad at all. That one misses for Monroe.
Well, Monroe is a load down on the post and one of the better offensive big men because of how versatile he is in the game.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
The Thunder have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
One shot.
Boston shooting about 42% so far. Larkin dishes to Monroe. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Well, Greg Monroe has been above 50% from the field for his career, so highly efficient offensive player. Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Outside Irving. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
While some are still speculating as to why Kyrie wanted out, the reality is, and it's this case with all great players, he feels like he's good enough to be the man on a team that can contend for a championship. And you might question how he went about it, but he's basically been a pro in his approach, and now he's got the chance.
2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And there is going to be a lot of discussion over Irving's decision to want out for a long time. And what he does the next few years may end up defining his legacy. He is all in on himself, and it could pay off huge or fizzle out.
And so Irving nails both of them.
Well, Kyrie Irving is so difficult to guard, so quick-footed and so crafty with the basketball that he can get you off balance and score on you, or if you're on your heels, he'll drive right by you.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Irving double team. Here's Larkin, and they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Larkin's got 5 points so far. Here's Ferguson, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
On the wing, Morris. Beyond the arc. They get it back.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, there are numerous ways to build a lead, but owning the glass may be one of the best.
Larkin in the corner. And the pass to Ojale. Here's Larkin. He has 5. There's the pick. Just 5 to shoot. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Eustace comes in for Oklahoma City. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Larkin. Second chance shot. The shot by Ojale, no good.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. Celtics shooting 48% from the field as a team in this third quarter. Irving double team. Ball stolen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. The Thunder have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
Start it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
Yeah, and therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
And so he makes both from the line. 29 seconds left to play here in the third. Irving kicks to Larkin. Outside Irving. The Celtics working the ball around now. Boston again missing. Here's Abrinas. He has 7. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Right back after this break. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Abusele out there with Ojale. Then there's Allen. Then there's Bird. And it's Nader in at the 3. That's the Boston 5.
And you look at this Celtics roster, a bevy of long, athletic wing players. They seem to be taking a cue from teams like the Warriors, who have found success with defensive switching and positionless basketball.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he knocks down the first one.
And the Celtics, as you see, are stockpiling wing forwards. Brown, Tatum, Hayward, and we're seeing those guys lining up at the 2, 3, and 4. It gives Brad Stevens tremendous roster versatility.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Brewers checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Brent, for the NBA, it's been a very prosperous time over the last couple decades. What do you think has been the key factor or factors in the growth and the popularity of the game?
Kevin, I think the game speaks for itself and always will. The NBA, to me, is the greatest game that we get a chance to watch. Athleticism and poetry in motion. But one of the things at its foundation and core that I've loved is that the guys that are carrying the mantle for the league right now are likable. And there's nothing that beats likability.
And they appreciate, Brent, I think they appreciate the people that were before them very much.
I think they not only appreciate what's gone before them, Kevin, they're in the moment now. And they appreciate what's going on with their careers in their moment.
Ferguson, he's off on that one. Now Boston takes it the other way. And Bird, here we go. Here's Ojale, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. There's the triple. Hits it from three-point range.
And that's his second triple of the half. None for him going into the break.
Here's Brewer. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Allen passes to Yabusele. Here's Nader. Shoots a three. Eustace grabs the board. Eustace has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Brewer. Over the past couple years, Brent, we've seen coaches like Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens take more of an even-tempered approach. Could that become a coaching trend going forward?
Well, I like that both Steve and Brad have some very good players. That would keep me calm too, Kevin.
Yes, it would. You begin right there. I agree.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a shift in what it is that the generation of the younger players has grown up with. And coaches that have the ability to communicate always, Kevin, are going to come out on top. They get their message through, they keep their team positive, and they keep their environment pointed in the direction that is moving forward.
Excellent. And that one falls for Brewer.
And the Celtics trade for Kyrie Irving sending shockwaves back in August. Never before had a pair of 25-point-per-game scorers swap teams in the offseason. That's what you call a blockbuster.
Brewer hits them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Allen passes to Nader. Got a hand on it. And now in transition is Brewer. Here we go. Oh!
No way.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Nader the pass to Yabusele. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Brent, when we look at some of the classic rivalries between teams, they don't always look as emotionally charged nowadays. Is there a way you think to get that back?
Well, the first thing I do, Kevin, is not try to manufacture anything. The second thing I would avoid is please don't bring up the Lakers-Celtics rivalry in the 80s. And the last thing I would make you conscious of is the fact that, look, players are moving around so often that it's hard to get years and years of the same matchup with the same guys on the roster. Now, look, accept the competition for what it is, and if we get another one where teams are facing one another more often, then let's enjoy it for what it is.
And so he hits both. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Eustace. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And those close-range shots are what you want him taking. They always have a great chance of falling.
Allen outside. Here's Nader. Inside, here's Ojale, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Ojale's got 10 points here in the second half.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
Here's Eustace, up and in on the layup.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
Yeah, shooting at a very high percentage right now. This one extending the lead.
There's the pick. Here's Bird. The putback.
That's his first personal foul.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Here's Eustace. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Allen with it. Now Felton defending. Here's Bird. and too long on the shot. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
The Celtics have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Count that one from Ogilvy.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
Here's Eustis. It's deflected. Tipped away and out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12.
A terrific movement off of the dead ball situation and a great play to get the bucket.
Pass to Yabusele. Allen against Felton. Knocks it loose and stolen by Felton. Brewer. Johnson gets the bucket.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
Yeah, second chance points are demoralizing, especially after you worked hard to get the stop in the first place.
Here's Allen, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Raymond Felton. So, Brent, less than 0.1% of NBA fans bother to vote for the All-Star game. Do you think the league should devise a different way to choose the players for that big mid-season event?
I'd really like, again, this is an area, Kevin, that the league has done a great job of being a bit progressive with the way they've changed the All-Star balloting. 50% of the vote now going to the fans, 25% to the players, and 25% to the media. It's a way to make sure that guys who are having tremendous seasons are recognized both by their peers and their media rather than the fans getting ahead of some marketing scheme. So this has been addressed.
Perfect. And Allen drops them both. Hey, Brent, we've seen a number of super teams created via free agency or trade. Do you think that's good for the league?
I think it's great for the league. I think it's awesome to see some of the great players play on the same court together and some of the chemistry that creates. But what's been interesting over the course of the last couple seasons, Kevin, is that we've had these young marquee players stepping up in environments and with organizations now that are must-see TV. So aside from the super teams, there are young players carrying their team to hopefully greater and greater heights that keep you interested in all 30 teams in the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they've brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
The Celtics have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Bird outside. They double team Bird. Back to Allen. to the left side wing. 6 to shoot. No good from Yabusele. And it's the Thunder with the ball. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call. Foul on Boston.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Grant, he's checked in for Eustis. And both free throws good for Johnson. Brent, when we look at some of the classic rivalries between teams, they don't look as emotionally charged nowadays, at least just by the first appearance. Is there a way to get that back the way it was?
I don't think so, Kevin, just because everything is too accessible for us. It used to be that the distance between those cities seemed to be the exact mileage that the cities were that far apart. Now you can pick up your phone and you feel like if you're in San Francisco, you might as well be in L.A.
Sure.
And so it's really hard to get that dynamic to happen. It's got to happen more organically, which is what we've seen between Golden State and Cleveland appearing in the finals the past couple years. That's really helped the league to see those two teams do battle for the league's greatest prize.
In the corner, it's Brewer. Lets it go from the wing. Again, Oklahoma City. Now here's Allen. Pass to Nader. And Grant sends it back.
Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it. Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Bird kicks to Allen from deep. Boston with a new 24. Passes it to Yabusele. And here's Bird for 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, not a bad time to be ripping the nets from distance, piling up some major points here.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Allen with it. Now defended by Grant. Here's Nader. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And really trying to work the ball inside here and starting to get results. A lot of that offense coming in the paint here in the second half.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Monroe comes in for Yabusele. And it's Larkin in for Allen. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Thunder. Alex Abrinas comes in for Corey Brewer.
Shooting 1.
A Brent, for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years, in some cases it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players, maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
The first free throw is good. And Jeremy Grant, a member of the great Grant family line that has had so many NBA players.
Well, I played with his uncle Horace in Seattle, and the thing that I like about Grant is there's just nothing in terms of nonsense when he has the ball. It's straight line drives right to the rim, and he's coming down hard around the rim.
He's off on the second.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
Unloads from 13. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Nader. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Nader's got 9 points in the quarter.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Here's Ferguson. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Puts up a 3, and again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
Boston's gotten 8 shots off from three-point land and hit half of them. The pass to Nader. To the middle. Deflects the pass. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
During the pre-draft process, Brent, we're seeing more and more players refuse to work out for certain teams and for a variety of reasons. How would you feel about drafting a player who declined to work out for you?
I think I feel much better, Kevin, if I had a tremendous track record and confidence in the scouts that I have deployed throughout the season who've gone out and seen these players, not just once or twice, but 10 or 12 times over, where we could still make the assumption about what this player can do for our organization without having some personal time or the individualized workout. So it's up to your staff to do their diligence.
Larkin hits them both. Oklahoma City's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And the dunk by Grant.
Wow, Jeremy Grant, some change in the couch here, finding some offensive rhythm for the team.
The Celtics shooting about 47% here in the fourth. To the paint, here's Ojale, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Bird outside. Knocks it loose. Oh, and here comes Felton all alone. Good work there as it goes.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, then he's off to the races.
And a good decision on the move. Too often we see teams have this kind of opportunity and fail to convert.
On the wing, Bird. A 3-ball. And again, Boston with the triple. Here's Felton.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Oklahoma City.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
Here's Nader. Misses the 3.
Timeout.
Boy, I'd love to see him just get a smidge closer to the basket. Once he sees a few shots go in from there, that might open up everything from distance.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're in front. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. Here's Grant. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You can see the focus. We're ready to do battle.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped and they put them on the line.
Shooting for Boston, Shane Larkin will be at the line shooting 2.
Two shot.
And the first one at the line is good. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
Oh, man.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
Here's Ojale, and he banks in the layup.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Fires from 14. Nader grabs the board. Poked loose. Here's Patterson. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.